Have you ever had that feeling where you're just your own biggest obstacle? It's so frustrating. Well, today, we're going to dive into Brianna Wiest's incredible book, The Mountain Is You, to figure out exactly why we get in our own way and, how we can finally start to climb over that thing.
And this quote, it just gets right to the heart of it all, doesn't it? We spend so much time thinking our biggest challenges are out there somewhere, a tough job, a bad relationship, whatever. But this book flips that idea on its head. It argues that the real mountain, the one we actually have to climb, is the one inside of us. The whole journey is inward.
I mean, who hasn't, right? It's that maddening feeling of knowing exactly where you want to go, but for some reason, you're the one person who keeps stopping you from getting there. You feel totally stuck, and you can't even explain why.
So let's really dig into this central idea, the mountain. Wiest suggests that this stuck feeling, this problem that keeps showing up in your life over and over again, it's not just some random obstacle. That is your personal mountain.
So what is this mountain even made of? Well, it's not one giant thing. It's something that's been built up over years and years, from tiny little traumas, all the adaptations we made to survive, the coping mechanisms that probably helped us once but are now totally holding us back. It is literally the gap between the life you have and the life you really truly want.
And this is where we get to a major shift in perspective. Because normally, we blame ourselves for these patterns, right? We call it self-sabotage, and we feel so guilty about it, like we just don't have enough willpower. But what if that's not what's happening at all?
This completely reframes the whole issue. Self-sabotage, it's not about wanting to fail. It's actually a really misguided attempt by our subconscious to protect us. It's a coping mechanism that's designed to meet some deep, unconscious need, maybe for safety or control or just the comfort of what's familiar. It's not an act of self-hatred at all. It's actually an act of self-preservation that's just gone a little wrong.
Okay, so if this is really a protective mechanism, what does it actually look like in our everyday lives? Let's get really specific and look at some behaviors that might be a little too familiar.
Do any of these sound familiar? Perfectionism isn't really about having high standards. It's about protecting yourself from the vulnerability of even trying. Constantly being busy? That's a fantastic way to protect yourself from having to sit with uncomfortable feelings. And uprooting, always needing that fresh start, gives you the illusion of a clean slate so you never have to deal with the messy middle. Every single one of these is a tactic to keep you safe in your comfort zone, protecting you from the scary unknown. Now, this brings us to another really powerful idea. What if those negative emotions we try so hard to push away, like anger or jealousy, what if they aren't enemies we need to defeat? What if they're actually messengers carrying critical information? They're basically a compass, pointing you directly toward your mountain. Just think about it this way. Anger isn't just you being aggressive. It's a giant flashing sign that one of your boundaries has been violated. And jealousy, it's not just petty. It's a spotlight showing you exactly what you desire but aren't going after. And regret isn't there to make you feel terrible about the past. It's there to show you what is most important for you to build in your future. These feelings, they're data, pure and simple. So, we've identified the mountain, we've learned how to read our emotional compass. Now, how do we actually start the climb? The book lays out some really clear, powerful first steps. Okay, this is the real, practical core of the work. First, you've got to get radically honest. No more pretending everything's fine when it's not. Second, accountability. And this isn't about blame, it's about recognizing your own power to change things. And third, and this one is so important, you have to disconnect action from feeling. You are almost never going to feel like doing the hard thing. Motivation doesn't just show up. Action comes first, and action creates the motivation. That right there is the engine of change. We're going to end on this thought. The fear of change is really just the fear of loss. But what you're losing isn't your true self. It's just the armor, the coping mechanisms, the life that was built for a past version of you. The climb up your mountain isn't about losing yourself at all. It's about finally, truly finding yourself.